welcome to today's webinar for online survey administration. During today's webinar, we'll talk through the following topics. First, we'll talk about how online survey administration works. Next, we'll talk about understanding tokens, school codes, and teacher codes. Following that, we'll talk about where to take the survey and go through a live demonstration. And finally, we'll talk about frequently asked questions about survey administration. We'll start with a few details about online survey administration. The survey is taken using a web browser, which means that internet access is required. Each user should have their access to their own computer, and instructions will be read by the proctor prior to survey administrations that will give further details. The proctor will also provide information about tokens and codes. There are three types of codes used for survey administration. First, your proctor will give you a token. A token is a 6-digit number that makes sure that you get to the correct survey version. Once you're in the survey, there are two different codes that you will enter. The first is a school code, which is a 3-digit number that links a survey to a particular school. And the next is a teacher code. This is also a 3-digit number that links the survey to a particular teacher. Each of these numbers should be written on the board or posted for survey takers to be able to see. We will now go through how survey administration works using the My Student Survey website. First, from any web browser, you'll go to mystudentsurvey.com. When the web page loads, what you'll go to is you'll see that you can do Take the Survey. So we click right here. At this point, we'll be entering in our token. Now, we already went over what tokens, school codes, and teacher codes were. So I'm going to enter my token right now and click Continue. This will take me to my survey and make sure that it goes to the right survey. Here are the instructions for the survey. It talks about answering questions about your teacher or whatever instructions we want to put in. At that point, you can go down and click Next after you've read. This is where you'll now enter your school code. School codes are generally 3 digits, so we'll do 243 right now, and then we click Next. We then want to enter in our teacher code, as we described earlier. So let's do 123. At that point, we're going to talk about the answer choices for the survey. So we have always, almost always, often, sometimes, and never, or whatever answer choices are there for the survey. So we go down to the bottom and we click on Yes, that we understand these survey choices, and then we click on the next part. At this point, we begin taking the survey. You can see the survey questions are here on the left, and the answer choices are across the top. We go through and we answer a question, like so, and then when we're done, we'll click on Next. This will take us through the rest of the survey questions. At the end, we would click on the Submit button. We can go through kind of fast. And by the way, a survey like this would not be counted because we do have a minimum time spent on survey. So if students are doing this, their survey would be eliminated. So we go through the different questions on the survey. And when we get to the end, there'll be a couple questions. These can be any type of demographic questions. And in particular, we want to know about the grade level of the student, as well as how long the student has spent in the class. At that point, you click Submit, and then say thank you for completing the survey. And that completes the survey administration part. We'll end today with a few frequently asked questions. First, in terms of how long the survey takes, it generally takes students about 15 to 20 minutes to complete the survey. The web browsers that you can use are Internet Explorer 7 and later, Firefox, Chrome, Opera, and Safari. If students don't take the survey seriously, we have screening procedures in place that identify and eliminate invalid surveys. And generally, reports are back within 1 week following the completion of all surveys.